I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yes, let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to KRS TV. This is your boy Kenny, and this is The Masked Singer Season 1, Episode 5. Yo, I knew it. If you checked out my previous review of The Masked Singer, I called this one, and I was screaming when this reveal happened, at the end of this episode. But let me begin. The competition tonight was between the rabbit, the lion, the alien, and the unicorn. They actually did a duet together, which was great because they did the song On Top of the World by Imagine Dragons. And they did a awesome performance. And the funny thing about it, none of them know who each other are, but yet they were in sync and they delivered very well together. But the first performance was the rabbit. The first time he did a pop song, the second time he did a country song, and this time he did R&B. So obviously this is a person who is very well-rounded, as far as music genres, and they can cross over. So definitely I'm thinking that the person who's the rabbit is a part of a boy band. And my two guesses, one was Joey Fatone that I mentioned in the last episode, but now I'm also leaning on Donnie Wahlberg, which would be even much of a coincidence because his wife, Jenny McCarthy, is actually one of the judges on the show. So we just have to keep watching. But the rabbit definitely is tricky. He did Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. He did a great job. And then now, at this part of the competition, after they perform, there's a revealing item that's presented that actually add to the clue as to who's behind the mask. And the rabbit's clue was a magician kit. So obviously, this is a person that not only can cross genres, but also dabbles in magic. So those two I'm totally resting on right now, either Joey Fatone or Donnie Wahlberg. But if you have your idea of who the rabbit is, get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts. Next was the unicorn. The unicorn had did the song I Love It by Iconic Pop. Did a good job. They also there were clues that this person was crafty and that they somewhat are somebody that has many different talents or many different crafts. So I got that clue. And immediately, as I said in the last episode, the unicorn was Tori Spelling, but then also Denise Richards came to mind because when she talks about how she lost her sheen, and we remember Denise Richards was married to Charlie Sheen, and after their divorce, she did go through a deep depression. So, but I already said my number one was Tori Spelling. I said that hands down because, she had this Beverly Hills upbringing and she had to live up to the family name. And then when it came down to her item, it was a typewriter. Immediately, I was thinking typewriter, definitely, 70s and 80s. That's what was used. This was before, computers became the main vehicle for typing and sending information. So I immediately thinking that that's probably Aaron Spelling's old typewriter. I immediately had that in my mind. But then also that she's a writer herself and she has wrote books, Tori Spelling that is. And I think even Denise Richards has even written books since her marriage to Charlie Sheen. So I'm thinking, yeah. And immediately I was just screaming, Tori Spelling, that's who this is. I could not deter myself from it. I was like, this is definitely Tori. So that happened. Then when it came down to the aliens performance, she talks about, growing up under a microscope and that she always wanted a simple life and she came from a famous family. Immediately I started thinking possibly, as I mentioned in the last episode, Kendall Jenner or Paris Hilton. But then I added a third one, and I think one of the judges brought it out, was LaToya Jackson. And I was saying that, yeah, LaToya Jackson could be the possibility, because she did grow up in a famous family, and she was by far, she had like some of the most deep-seated issues out of the family, because here it is, she had a normal life, and then once the Jackson family became famous, she literally was put under this microscope, and her whole physical being changed, her whole environment changed, and that can really send you into a deep depression, or could really make things spiral out of control. So I'm thinking this is a person that definitely, was crushed by fame, but now they're using this platform as their redemption. So I'm thinking, yes, definitely Kendall Jenner or Paris Hilton or LaToya Jackson. Those are my three. And then she had did the song Happy by Pharrell Williams, did a great job, and was singing too, because at first Nicole Scherzinger was saying that she wasn't a real singer, but then Nicole changed her tune this time. She's like, oh, she's singing tonight. She do got some pipes. She's singing. So yeah, that was interesting. And the item that they brought out was a police badge, and she pretty much, and also the badge is from Indiana, which was a clue that, yeah, Gary, Indiana, one of the Jacksons. So I'm thinking that, yeah, it could possibly be LaToya Jackson, and she's petite, just like Kendall Jenner and Nicole Richie. She has that same body shape. So I'm thinking, yeah, it could be LaToya Jackson, but we just got to keep watching to see. One person threw out Paula Abdul. It's not Paula. Paula can't sing like that. Paula can move, though. Paula can definitely move. But vocally, her, as I said before, Paula Abdul may not be the strongest singer, but she is a great entertainer, and I do love Paula. So, there we go. Now, the last but not least, and still far the best, is The Lion. The Lion talks about, following her destiny, and she mentioned sugar and spice. And if y'all checked out my last review on The Masked Singer, I did say my top guesses for The Lion is either Melanie Brown or Melanie Chisholm from Destiny's Child. I'm more banking on Melanie Chisholm, because I knew Melanie Chisholm got a voice that's out of this world. And everyone, when she was singing, because she had did California Dreamin' by Sia, and Baby came to slay. Those vocals were on point, and she sang that song down. And I'm thinking, yes, definitely either Mel C or Mel B, but I'm more banking on Mel C. And they also mentioned Destiny's Child, so then I'm thinking it could possibly be LaToya Luckett. She was she was a former member of Destiny's Child, and then I also mentioned Latavia as well. She could be a possible person, because this is something that this is something that it could be anybody. And that's what I love about this show, is that you think but sometimes you will be shocked how far off you really are. And I just love watching the judges try to figure these things out, because they're all mind blown, like, yo, I thought I had it, but now I'm thinking, nah. I thought it was this person, but now I'm thinking it's somebody else. And that's the fun of it. That's the real juice of what this show is. It's like it just constantly has you on your toes, and you constantly are wondering who is the person behind the mask. But yeah, my guesses are it's possibly LaToya Luckett, because LaToya Luckett can sing her ass off too. But I'm still banking that it's Melanie Chisholm from the Spice Girls, or Melanie B. Or it could be Latavia, one of the ex-members of Destiny's Child as well. She's a great talent as well, and she's definitely got a voice on her as well. So I'm like waiting to see The Lion be revealed, because I think that's going to shock everyone. And the item that The Lion revealed was a scrunchie, and she said that the scrunchie was a family heirloom. So obviously this is something that, well, one, we definitely know The Lion's a girl. But then also that this is something that was passed on. So yeah, it's a those possibilities are there. But I'm still banking that, yeah, it's Melanie Chisholm, from the Spice Girls. That's my number one guess. And as a guess, I could be completely wrong. But yeah, get down in those comments and let me know who do you think who is who. I definitely want to have like a dialogue in regards to this, because I am so here for this show. So after the four of them performed, they did the voting, and the one that was going to be going home was the unicorn. And I was just ready at the edge of my seat, like, who is this? And then they did the reveal, and it was my number one pick, Tori Spelling. I was like, yes! I was in here screaming like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it! Because I really paid attention to those clues. And then once she revealed herself, she talked about how she always wanted to be a singer, but someone told her that she was tone deaf, and it followed her throughout her life, so she started to self-doubt herself. I mean, it just goes to show you that there are dream sabotages out here. People with amazing gifts and amazing crafts, and because the wrong person decided to say some stupid shit out of their mouth to you, it completely derails your journey. It derails your path. You begin to self-doubt yourself. You begin to start picking at yourself because you're believing the negative comments that people give to you. Now, people are entitled to their opinions, but sometimes power is best in stillness, in silence. Sometimes you just have to be careful what you say to people. And of course, this was a girl who really wanted to sing, but was told that she couldn't. And Tori actually has a pretty decent voice. I mean, she definitely got a voice where she can do pop. I wouldn't say that she's a singer like an Aretha Franklin or a Shaka Khan, but she definitely does have a nice sound. And she would have had like the right setup. She could have possibly made it as a musical artist, but she said that she did this because she wanted to have her redemption. And then she also said that I sing to my kids all the time, and I wanted this to be an example to my children that you can be anything that you want to be, and don't let anybody stop you. And I had to bow to Tori Spelling on that, because that is great. That you are really setting a new, you're really setting a real good example for your children and for future generations, that if you have a talent and you believe in yourself, you can do anything you want to do, and you can be who you want to be, and nobody can stop that. Only person that can stop your success is you. But sadly, you have people who are dream killers. People who tell you that you can't sing. People who tell you that you're not good enough. People who tell you that you're not sexy enough. You got these negative energies that can come around, but you have to be strong within yourself to say, regardless of what this negative crap that's coming my way, I know I have what it takes, and I'm not going to let this person or their ideas about me stop me from being who I know I'm meant to be. So I thought that, yes, Tori Spelling's reveal was everything. It was very emotional. You can definitely see that she was fighting emotion, and I was so happy for her, because Tori Spelling has been through a lot coming up, being the daughter of Aaron Spelling, the creator of 90210, the creator of Dynasty and Melrose Place. I mean, her dad's a legend. And then for her to kind of go through some of her personal issues, like with her battling, being a shopaholic and having all these personal issues with her husband and all of that, and then also the personal issues that she had with her mom, and that now her and her mother are on good terms. I mean, this was great that even after all the madness she went through, she has finally stood in her truth, and she delivered, and I think she did a great job. And shout out to Tori Spelling. That was a great reveal, and I was so happy that I was right, that I guessed that one, because I immediately started paying attention to the clues. I'm like, oh, that's Tori all day. So I'm glad that, yes, it has been revealed. And Ken Jeong, shout out to Ken Jeong, he was also right. He was the only one that said Tori Spelling, so he was right too. So I'm like, yeah, Ken and Ken, we here. So that's what I have, everybody. Get down in those comments. Let me know your thoughts about this episode. Let me know what you think about this show. Let me know some of your some of your thoughts or your guesses on who's who behind the mask. I love to hear from you. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the next episode of The Masked Singer. I really love this show, y'all. I'm just so excited. So until next time, everybody, take care.